even stuff like the flat earth, right? You notice right off the bat, there's certain people that get triggered by some of these things to just the word, just saying something. They get triggered so fast and they just want to react with anger. Instead of just listening, being like, okay, it could be complete bullshit. This could be complete bullshit and never believe it in a million years. But you know what? I'm at least going to listen because it's interesting, because this person seems to think it's true. Why did they think it's true? Instead, people seem to react mostly out of emotion.
They went 1,000 times farther 50 years ago than they can go today with 50-year older technology. That doesn't make any sense. It's the
No
only time
sense.
in history that a technological achievement like the automobile
Hmm.
or the airplane or
Hmm.
nuclear power, that no nation on earth could repeat it 50 years later,
No, it's a
when in
fact.
fact it should be 100 times greater 50 years later. If they could go to the moon with 1960s technology, men would be in another solar system by now. Men would have walked on Mars 10 years later.
One of the arguments that people have for this, and again, wherever you sit with this is fine. It doesn't matter. Um, to me personally, uh, but wherever you sit with this, you have to admit that if you actually listen to a lot of these people talk with an open mind to try to understand what it is that they are saying and how they've come to the conclusion and what this guy has just presented there, it's an interesting thought, right? We live in a technological world, advancing ever faster every year, every decade since I was a teenager. And technology only gets better and better and better. So isn't it odd that when it comes to space travel, when we start sending people up to space, that we've almost kind of gone backwards as far as like, yeah, don't you think we should be with the way technology is and how it's progressed over the years with everything else? Don't you think we should be past the moon, to Mars, farther out, colonies by now from where we started? And we're not. Like that's a really good, it's regardless of whatever you believe, it's an interesting thing to sit back and think about. That's true. Why have we not gone farther with our technology when everything else around us is advancing so fast?
40 years ago, which never happened. And there would be bases on the moon there today, of which there are none. It's the only time in the history of the world that technology that cost $175 billion was deliberately destroyed afterward.